Time.
Do you think men are insecure if they care about body count?
I think it depends on the guy. If it's, for example, your situation, your body count is 0, so it's fair for you to say, I care about what someone's
His body count's
is.
100, and he doesn't want to date a girl who has a body count higher than 10.
Then that's just being a hypocrite.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I really like how you said that.
I think it just depends.
Nah,
Like, I
It
can't,
depends who you are.
I can't
Why
have
couldn't you break that
400
down for
bodies and
me?
expect someone to have none.
Yeah.
But
But if I
why
only
couldn't
have
you
one
break
or
that down for
two,
me?
Then
I
it's
understand that
reasonable to
better.
have
Exactly.
an expectation.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it just depends. Like, you just can't be a hypocrite about it.
It doesn't make. I don't think that's hypocritical.
How is it
Yes,
not?
it is.
I don't think.
How is it not hypocritical?
But how is it not
That's
hypocritical?
like why would I expect you to do something when I couldn't do it myself?
Yeah, I'm like, I
Well,
don't
so I guess
understand.
there's. So let's say, how about this? Would it still be hypocritical if the guy he has a high body count, but he's no longer promiscuous?
Just when you have a high body count doesn't mean you're promiscuous.
Yeah, but no.
I mean, if you've fucked 100
It doesn't
people,
always. I mean, it can mean that.
you
but
were
it doesn't
promiscuous at some point. But so okay. Let's say he is, he's 30. He ran through a bunch of chicks when he was like in his early 20s. Past 5 years, he's been in like long-term relationships, dates one person at a time. Do you think it's hypocritical then?
Yeah.
Why would it be
Because
hypocritical?
what if a girl has the same amount of bodies as him, then it should be fair. It shouldn't have to matter.
So he should have to date her?
What if
No,
she's no longer
no.
promiscuous too? Like they both
Exactly.
had a value change.
That's what I'm trying to say. What if they both had the same
Oh,
body
he could
change?
still not want to date her because of her past.
Yeah,
wouldn't
that would be
That's
hypocritical.
No, it wouldn't be hypocritical.
It is
How is it
hypocritical.
not?
Because they're going through the same situation, but he's
So?
expecting.
Wait, so hold on.
So hang on, I just want to make sure I got this right. If my 5-year-old wants to smoke and says, Dad, I want to smoke, and I say, you can't smoke, am I a hypocrite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hypocrisy to you?
If you
Oh, wait,
said
you
you can't
can't.
smoke,
So if a really fat person's on a treadmill and looks over at another really fat person and says, hey, if you lose weight, it would be really good for you, that person's a hypocrite.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not what hypocrisy means.
hypocrisy
hypocrisy-
is showing
hypocrisy-
That's a
values.
different situation, though. We're talking about if we're in the same situation, if we're the same age, we have the same body count. Why should it matter if my body count is the same as
Well, but
yours?
Wait,
that's
wait,
not-
wait.
That's not the same as hypocrisy. So
Wait.
there's nothing hypocritical
like the two
about
fat
me
people
having
are
the exact
different.
same situation as you, and then saying my preference still, even though I'm in the same situation as you, is that I have a woman with a lower body count. That's not hypocritical.
I got this really easily here, really simple. My current state of affairs, I have a penis. Is it hypocritical for me to not want to date somebody with a penis?
Didn't you say you would take
How is
that
that
guy
even-
in trend?
Don't
Isn't that just a
bring that up,
preference?
okay? Is it hypocritical? My current status is as somebody who is in possession of a penis. Whoa, that sounded weird. Okay.
You're just going down the
Am
whole
I a hypocrite?
Just like going way
No, but
off right
am I
now.
a hypocrite for not wanting to date somebody who has a penis?
No,
because
but those are totally
biologically,
different.
that's not how you're wired.
Well, men and women are different, but even then, it's not hypocrisy.
Yeah, hypocrisy, the idea of hypocrisy is that you're pretending something. So it's pretending to have a value which you don't have. So if you actually have a high body count, but you have a value that having a high body count is bad, so therefore other people shouldn't have a high body count, you're not being a hypocrite.
Andrew-
That's not
Wait,
how is that
hypocrisy.
not
Andrew,
hypocrisy?
wait, wait, wait.
Hypocrite.
Andrew,
You're
can I
saying
ask
you
you a
have
question?
values.
Would this be
What's that?
Andrew, let me ask you a question. Would this be hypocrisy? A guy says that he doesn't want to sleep with women who have blonde hair, but then he sleeps with women who have blonde hair. Would that be hypocrisy?
Yeah, because now he's pretending that he has a value he doesn't have. So hypocrisy, the idea behind hypocrisy is that you're pretending a value. You're pretending a value forward. So
Okay.
I wish you would really stop speaking Spanish in the back. It's very
Guys,
distracting.
yeah, guys.
It's not Telemundo TV. ICE will be here soon. So anyway,
That's a stupid-ass
real
joke.
quick, I'm kidding, I'm joking, relax. I'm just trying to say, like, the crosstalk's super distracting. So anyway, The point is like, yeah, there has to be some pretense in there, right? You're pretending some set of values. So hypocrisy would be the act of pretending to have beliefs or qualities that you don't actually have. So for instance, I could be a person who murdered and then say, look, you shouldn't murder, right? I do have the value that you shouldn't murder even if I have murdered. That's not hypocrisy. People use it incorrectly all the time.
Okay, wait. For my... Oh, sorry.
Oxcatso donated $200.
Yo, Kat, thank you so much.
Your past is part of you. Body count matters. 304 apologists are a key. Cope harder.
Yo, Kat. W's in the chat for Kat. She's part of our Discord. Thank you, Kat. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the TTS. Here, how about a couple clarifying questions? Let's say there's a woman who is not a professional athlete, but she wants to date a guy who is a professional athlete. Is she a hypocrite?
It would be hypocritical if she wasn't in some semblance of physical good shape, I guess.
Yeah.
Like some type of physical...
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't think
That would
If
make her
she-
hypocritical.
If you're valuing a physical attribute, like physical fitness, but
Did
you're
I say
not
that? I
displaying...
said professional athlete. So that comes with, it's not just your physical looks. That comes with status, comes with money.
Okay, well then maybe not that explicitly, but I guess more so if we were going to talk about promiscuity as a value, like if you value virtue but you're acting in your life promiscuously, you can't expect to date someone that is also has that value of virtue. If you're not, does that make sense? You're verbalizing a value but you're acting differently. So if you ask that person you're going to date to have that value.
That's incorrect. What if your value is men have a high body count, that's fine, but women have a high body count, that's not fine. That's my value. I'm not pretending anything.
Those are conflicting values. If your value is virtue...
How are they conflicting? Where's the conflict?
Well, because if you value virtue, it should matter for both people.
Well, it's not because I value virtue. Perhaps it's just a preference. My preference is that women have a low body count. Don't care if men do. I'm not pretending anything. There's no pretense there. So since I'm not pretending anything, I'm not faking anything. I'm telling you exactly what my preference is. Where's the hypocrisy?
Well, preferences, I would say, are different than values. So you would have to ask, like, why do you care about this specific thing?
Well, I don't think that absent you putting all of your values on like a deity or an unchanging standard, then all of your values just come down to preferences anyway. So if they're changeable, meaning they're changeable, if your morals are changeable morals, then they just come down to preferences, right? So it's all just what you prefer, what you don't prefer. So
then why wouldn't that be her preference if she's not promiscuous anymore?
Yeah, it wouldn't matter if I said my value structure was, I don't care if men have a high body count. I do care if women have a high body count. That's my actual value. What is the hypocrisy?
So if a woman had a high body count but wanted a virgin man, is she not a hypocrite either? Is that just a preference?
If that's her actual value, yes.
Wait, how about this?
There's no actual hypocrisy there unless you're pretending something. So now if you said nobody should have a high body count while you were racking your own body count up, yeah, that would be hypocrisy, right? Because now you have expressed what the value is and you're pretending. It's clear that you're pretending. So that would be hypocrisy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what it's one person versus the general population.
Right.
Yeah. So what about this? We were talking about like who should pay on a date, for example. If a woman wants a man to pay for the first date, is she a hypocrite if she's not willing to pay for the first date?
A little bit.
How would that make a woman a hypocrite?
I think if you're similar, like how he was just saying, if you're speaking generally, that's a little hypocritical. But if she's saying that's how she specifically wants to move in her dating relationship, then that's a preference. But if you said that as a general statement, that is hypocritical.
So if she made a general statement saying men, not just for me, but men in general, should pay for first dates, but she's not willing to pay for first dates, that makes her a hypocrite?
Yeah, if you're saying that like a man should and a woman shouldn't, like there's not really a good enough reason.
Okay, so men should not do anything and women should not do anything.
I don't think
Even
anyone
though
has an obligation.
earlier you said men should be chivalrous.
Oh my God, nobody's gonna win this fucking argument.
I'm about to win it. I've already won it, but I've already
It's not
won.
about you don't. It's about you should do it out of.
Because you're a man?
No, because no, it's not about being a man. It's about providing. How do I word this? because I value treating other people how I would want to be treated, that's how I would move through my personal life. So it's not about...
So there's perfect reciprocity and asymmetry in like everything you do when it comes to like dating?
Well, no, because I can acknowledge areas in which I'm hypocritical, and I will just say like, this is an area in which I'm being delusional. You can either comply to the delusion or not. But I also would comply to other people's delusions. If like the bow thing, little delusional, but if it makes you happy, I don't care.
No, I don't think it's delusional. I think it's not delusional, and I'll tell you why. First off, a girl who's actually likes you, she'll do that shit instantly. Like if
Yeah,
she
but it's
really
still
if she
delusional.
actually, how's it delusional?
Well, because why are you doing it? Why are those other cultures doing it? Why do most people have people bow? There's usually a cultural relevance to it, right? But you're doing it because it makes you feel a certain way.
What do you mean?
I mean, it makes you feel good, so you ask your girlfriend to do that, right?
Well, she just does it. You know, I don't even need to ask her. She just does that shit. But I don't understand
I'm like, that's
your
weird.
position really. Like, how's it delulu?
A little.
Okay. I wouldn't expect the guy to pay for me on the first date just because of how I live my lifestyle, but I'm not going to go on a second date with someone who doesn't pay for the first date. I don't expect it. I don't deserve it, but does that make sense? Like,
so you do expect it then?
If you want to date me, I do kind of expect it.
You've just contradicted yourself.
Okay, but I guess the difference is entitlement. I wouldn't be mad or like, oh my gosh, he didn't pay. If they didn't pay, I would just say, okay, this isn't the relationship for me. This isn't the relationship dynamic for me. But that would only apply to the first date, because then I wouldn't mind going 50-50, because it's more about taking initiative.
So you don't expect men to pay for the first date, but that would be the end? So you do expect...
It depends on if there's a lot of other really great qualities. That wouldn't be a deal breaker, but like
you literally, hold on, don't walk back your position. Your position was there would not be a second date if he doesn't pay for the first. You literally just said that. Don't walk back your own position.
There's traditional things that if a man didn't do that, I would not go on a second date with them.
So you expect them to pay for the date?
Not necessarily date, but I not pay for the date because I also have a job. But like I expect him to hold the door open for me and pick up heavier things.
Do you hold the door open for men?
Well, no, but
that's... Oh, you're a hypocrite.
Yeah.
No, but I don't think you're a hypocrite, but like using your own framework, you would consider yourself a hypocrite. Because
that's what I'm saying. I am hypocritical in that context.
How about this? I'm trying to think. I want my future girlfriend, wife, whatever. Well, I'm not getting married. That's another conversation. I want her to...
I just feel like there's different like social...
Hold on.
Sorry.
I want her to carry our future child. Am I a hypocrite for myself being unwilling to... This is actually a dog shit argument.
If you have the physical capability.
Am I a hypocrite? I don't know. That's maybe dog shit. That's maybe a dog shit. I don't know. It just came to my head. Okay?
It's interesting because she like admits.
Yeah, humans
that
can be hypocritical and fallible. You just have to find the people that mesh.
I don't think look, how about this? I don't think it makes you hypocritical because I don't think that in order to desire something in a potential partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is, I don't think in order to desire it, you need to possess that trait. That doesn't make you hypocritical. Like there's things that men want in women that they don't have, and then there's things that men want in women that, wait, did I say it twice?
I get what you're saying,
but
I'm saying. But when it comes to values, I would disagree with that.
I said it correct. And it's like, okay, you want, maybe you want a guy who's really, hold on. Do you think most women are attracted to confident men?
Yes.
Do you think women who maybe lack confidence, would they be hypocritical for desiring a man who's confident? I don't think that makes a girl hypocritical. I just think there are certain things that make men attractive that women are going to be attracted to. Whether they possess that trait or not, it wouldn't make them a hypocrite.
I don't think it makes you hypocritical for wanting somebody to pay for the first date. I don't think
so
that's
either.
just inherent.
I think it is